It's 6:17 a.m. Your phone detonates with a sound you've never heard, but your body recognizes first. A hard, metallic shriek that bypasses logic and goes straight into bone. The screen lights up like a flare in a dark room. All caps. No nuance. No comfort. Just a message that turns your blood cold and your stomach hollow. Nuclear warning. Inbound strike possible. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. You don't read it once. You read it 3 times like repetition can change reality. Your thumb hovers over the screen. Your brain tries to bargain. Glitch, fest, hack. Anything but this. Outside, everything looks normal. That normalcy is the trap. Your first enemy isn't the weapon. It's the first 10 seconds of your own mind. Your thoughts scatter and ricochet. You're standing, but you don't remember standing. Your mouth is dry. Your hands feel too large and clumsy. This is how people die in emergencies, by spending priceless time trying to feel sure. You force a pattern into the chaos. You inhale through your nose. You exhale slow, like you're blowing out a candle. Then you speak out loud because sound anchors panic. Nuclear alert, shelter, now. Your voice sounds strange in your own apartment, like you're hearing someone else's life split in half. Do not call people first. Everyone else is calling too. Networks clog like arteries under stress. Your screen will lie to you with spinning circles and failed messages. If you must communicate, you send one text. Short, clear, alert, going to shelter. Text only. Then the phone goes into low power mode. Battery is time. You have minutes, not hours. You don't pack. Packing is denial disguised as preparation. You grab what's within arm's reach and only what keeps you alive in the next day. Wallet, keys, meds, a charger if it's already there, a bottle of water if it's already filled, shoes, real shoes, not slippers. Glass and debris don't care about comfort. Now you move, and you move with one rule. Mass is safety. You are trying to put as much dense material between your body and the outside as possible. Not windows, not cars, not hallways with glass. You want concrete. You want earth. You want multiple interior walls. If there is a basement, that is gravity's gift. If there is no basement, you aim for the center of the building. You do not run outside to see. That instinct is ancient and suicidal. Curiosity kills faster than radiation. You do not stand in a doorway and debate. Doorways are not magic. This is not an earthquake myth. It's a blast and heat problem. You go inward and downward like water finding the lowest point. You step into the hallway and the building is already changing. Doors slam. Someone's dog barks like it can smell the future. A child cries with a pitch that doesn't sound human. You catch fragments of words. Real, Russia, North Korea. I can't reach my husband. The panic isn't loud at first. It's messy, confused, a swarm. Someone is dragging a suitcase like they're going to the airport. That's another way people waste minutes. They treat the end of the world like a trip. You don't judge them. You just don't follow them. You keep moving. You become simple. You become mechanical. Because civilization is about to become optional. If you live in an apartment building, you go to the lowest interior space that doesn't have exterior doors or windows, storage rooms, laundry rooms, underground garages, but only if they're interior and not open to street-level entrances. The best place is boring. The best place feels wrong because it's not cinematic. If you live in a house, The basement wins. If there's no basement, you pick a small interior room. A bathroom can work because plumbing and tile add mass. A closet in the center of the house works because it's surrounded by structure. You get inside, you shut doors, you create layers. You pull down anything dense you can without hunting for it. A mattress, a heavy table, a stack of books. Not because you're building a fortress, because you're buying fractions of survivability. The world is about to become a math problem. Heat, pressure, flying debris, radiation later. You glance out a window by accident and the street is wrong now, not because it's destroyed, because it's full of movement, people sprinting without direction, cars starting, stopping, starting again. Someone reverses into a parked vehicle and doesn't even get out. Horns begin as impatience and become terror. Do not get in your car unless you already have a hardened, pre-planned shelter destination within minutes. Traffic becomes a cage. Bridges become choke points. Tunnels become death traps. Intersections become fistfights. Your car is glass, plastic, and gasoline. It is not a bunker. It is a trap that feels like control. You reach the basement door. It's locked. Of course it is. Security systems are designed for normal days. Normal days just ended. Someone is swearing, rattling the handle like anger can change metal. You step in close, shoulder to shoulder with strangers, and the air smells like detergent, old cardboard, and fierce sweat. If the door is locked, you don't spend long negotiating. You look for alternative interior spaces. Stairwell landings away from exterior walls. Central corridors. Maintenance rooms. The best shelter you can reach fast beats the perfect shelter you can't reach at all. Perfection is a luxury that gets you killed. Somebody's phone plays a clip of a broadcaster talking fast. Words tumble. Confirmed launch, multiple trajectories. Stay sheltered. It's half signal and half static. That's what information becomes during crisis shards. And shards cut. You can't build a stable plan from broken glass. Here is the decision point nobody practices. You become a calm person on purpose, not because you feel calm, because panic is contagious, and you are standing in a crowded room with limited oxygen and unlimited fear. If one person breaks and bolts upstairs, others may follow, and then the outside finishes the job. You choose a corner. Corners are psychological cover. You sit low. You keep your back to something solid. You keep your mouth closed unless you have something useful to say. You slow your breathing and your movements, like you're demonstrating a new set of physics to everyone else. Somebody starts listing targets like it's trivia. They'd hit the bases first. They'd hit the ports. They'd hit downtown. The room absorbs it like poison. You do not amplify rumors. Rumors are gasoline. You ask one question only. Does anyone have a radio? Not a phone, not social media. A radio. If someone has a battery-powered radio, that's gold. If someone has a hand-crank radio, that's religion. Broadcast systems are designed to cut through rubble. Phones are designed to sell you convenience. When convenience dies, phones die with it. A radio is ugly but honest. Time starts to warp. Every minute feels like 5. You can hear your own pulse, and it annoys you. Your ears keep searching for a sound you don't want to hear. Sirens. Jets. The distant bass of something heavy moving fast. But the building gives you only creaks and pipes, and the whisper of other people's breathing. Then you hear it. An outdoor siren, old and mechanical, rising and falling like a warning from another century. It doesn't sound modern, it sounds like Cold War footage. The sound crawls up your spine. A few people exhale like they've been holding their breath for years. Strangely, the siren clarifies something. It strips away the last layer of maybe. It tells your nervous system that the message is not just code on a phone. It's a national reflex. Systems are moving. People you will never meet are turning keys you will never see. Now you manage the room, even if nobody appointed you. You keep it simple, because complicated speech doesn't land in terrified brains. Phones on low power. Sit down. Stop arguing. Save water. You say it like you're reading a checklist. Calm is not a mood. Calm is a technique. And the arguments still arrive, because fear seeks an outlet. The fight starts over space. Someone wants the back corner. Someone else says families should get it. A man with a red face claims he was here first, as if first matters to physics. A woman grips her child too tight. The child's eyes are huge, unblinking. You don't mediate like it's a neighborhood dispute. You frame it as survival. We stay quieter, we stay safer. If we fight, we lose time. If you have supplies, keep them. We ration later if needed. This isn't morality, this is crowd control. This is preventing a stampede in a box. The broadcast finally cuts through. A flat voice, practiced and emotionless, like reading weather. This is an emergency action notification. The cadence is wrong for human comfort. That's how you know it's real. Seek immediate shelter. Remain sheltered. Await further instructions. Then you hear the number that turns the air heavy. Remain sheltered for at least 24 to 48 hours after potential impact. 48 hours. In a basement. With strangers. With whatever water you grabbed in 10 seconds. With the knowledge that the outside might become a map of invisible death. This is where people's minds fracture. Some start praying. Some start laughing softly, like their brains misfiled the emotion. A teenager stares at the wall like it's a screen. An older man whispers that he lived through drills as a kid and never thought he'd hear this again. You check your phone one last time before you stop feeding it. There are no updates. Just the same alert, as if the world is frozen on that sentence. The silence from leadership is not comforting. It's operational. Governments don't narrate while they move. They move, and the public hears echoes. Outside, the city begins failing in layers. Not with explosions yet, with systems rejecting stress. Cell towers choke. Data centers switch to backup power. Traffic lights become blinking hazards. Gas pumps stop authorizing. ATMs fail in the most insulting way possible. They still have money, but they refuse to give it to you. That's what collapse looks like at first. Not fire, not smoke. Just error, just unavailable. Just 1,000 tiny doors slamming shut at once. In the building above you, you hear feet. Someone is still moving around upstairs. Slow steps, unhurried. That sound is more unsettling than screaming, because it suggests denial so deep it becomes dangerous. If the threat is real, that person is a liability. If the threat is false, they are proof the world is still stupid. A woman near the door stands up. She says what everyone is thinking. We've been down here a while. Nothing's happened. Her voice tries to be brave, but it shakes at the edges. Half the room nods, hungry for permission to stop being afraid. This is the moment that kills people in real disasters. Premature exit, the instinct to break containment, to return to daylight, to reclaim normal. You imagine the physics. If there is a blast, the flash arrives before sound. If there is fallout, you can't smell it, you can't see it. You can walk into death and never know until hours later. You speak carefully, not like a dictator, like a technician. If impact happens, it happens fast. If fallout happens, it happens slow. We lose nothing by staying down. The words land unevenly. Fear and impatience fight inside everyone's chest. A man checks his watch like time can negotiate with warheads. A child asks quietly, "Is the sun going to fall?" No one answers well. There is no good answer that fits in a basement. Then your phone vibrates again, and every head turns, because your phone is now the oracle. A text arrives, delayed like it crawled through broken infrastructure. "Are you okay? Is this real?" It's from someone you love. You type back with fingers that don't feel steady. "In shelter? Don't call. Text only. Love you." You send it and immediately regret the simplicity, because simplicity feels like goodbye. The room settles into a new kind of quiet. Not peace. Waiting changes people. It strips away the normal masks. You watch strangers become their most honest selves. The helpful ones start organizing, offering water to kids first. The selfish ones start guarding bags like dragons on a horde. This is the shift from civilized to primal, not because people are evil, because scarcity edits morality. Fear rewrites ethics into survival arithmetic. The grocery shelves aren't empty because there's no food. They're empty because trust evaporates and everyone becomes their own government. Somewhere far away, decisions are being made in rooms without windows. Someone is saying words like counterforce and second strike. Someone is looking at maps with circles on them, like wounds. Somewhere Allied leaders are on secure lines, asking whether treaties still exist in a world that might not. And down here, you are not thinking about geopolitics. You are thinking about air, water, noise, heat. How quickly your body burns energy when it's frightened. You are learning the first lesson of the new world. Information is not comfort. Information is a weapon, and most of it is aimed at your mind. Another broadcast stutters through. It's unclear. It might be official. It might be a rebroadcast. It might be nothing. The room leans toward it like starving animals. The voice mentions trajectory and impact windows, and then dissolves into static. Static becomes its own message. Systems are failing. The sirens outside stop. That is worse. The city becomes unnaturally quiet, as if every engine has held its breath. No horns, no distant music, no normal traffic hum. Silence in a dense city is a predator. It means either everyone is hiding or no one is left to make noise. You realize something cold and practical. If the blast happens close enough, you won't get a dramatic countdown. There is no movie moment where you lock eyes with strangers and understand fate. There is just light, pressure, darkness, or if you are far enough away, there is no blast at all, just fallout, arriving later like invisible snow. So what do you do right now in this basement, with this time? You make yourself smaller. You cover exposed skin if you can, not because cloth stops radiation, but because it stops dust later. Dust is how the outside enters you. Dust is how death becomes personal. If you have tape, you seal gaps under doors. If you have plastic, you layer it. You do not open doors repeatedly. Every opening is an invitation to whatever is in the air. You conserve battery. You conserve water. You conserve emotion because emotion is expensive. You also prepare for the human problem. People will try to leave. Someone will decide they'd rather die outside than panic inside. They will stand up, announce it, and look around for allies. That moment can become a chain reaction. You plan your words now. Short, firm. Stay. Wait. We can't outrun it. Hours later or minutes, you can't tell another alert hits. Or maybe it's a correction. The phone lights up again. The room stiffens like a single animal. This time the message is different. It says the system is investigating. It says stand by. It says things that sound like bureaucracy trying to apologize to physics. And then, finally, the message arrives that makes your knees weak, not from fear this time, but from whiplash. False alarm possible. Do not panic. Await confirmation. Possible. Not confirmed. Not cleared. Just possible. The most dangerous word in an emergency because it offers hope without certainty. You don't celebrate. You don't rush upstairs. You wait for the all clear that is explicit, because you now understand the true nature of modern catastrophe. Systems can scream by accident. They can also stay silent by accident. Your survival depends on not letting your emotions drive your feet. Eventually, a clean message arrives, short, direct, all clear. Nitrogen monoxide threat detected. The air in the basement changes. People exhale like they've been underwater. Someone laughs and then starts crying. A man sits down hard, like his bones forgot how to hold him. When you step outside, the world looks intact, but it is not the same world. The sky is still blue. The buildings still stand. The traffic lights still blink. Yet everything has a thin layer of unreality, like you're walking through a set after the actors went home. You see people on sidewalks staring at their phones, furious, relieved, shaking, texting in bursts. Some are calling it a test. Some are calling it sabotage. Some are calling it a warning. But you're not thinking about blame yet. You're thinking about the feeling. That moment when your phone turned into a siren and your life turned into a countdown. Because the real aftermath is not rubble. It's knowledge. You have now lived through the first minutes of the end, even if it didn't arrive. You have felt how fast normal collapses, how quickly your brain lies to protect itself, how easy it is for a crowd to become dangerous, how thin the wall is between a Tuesday morning and the raw animal calculus of survival. And here is the lesson that stays with you, the one that doesn't fade when your hands stop shaking. Modern life is held together by electricity, routine, and trust. When a single message breaks those three things, the world doesn't explode immediately. It unravels. It errors out. It turns human beings into decision machines. The next time your phone screams, you won't waste the first minute bargaining with reality. You will breathe. You will move inward and down. You will grab only what matters. You will treat rumors like venom. You will control your panic like a tool.